You live in a world that has trained you to only feel grateful after something good happens. You get the promotion, you celebrate, you win the contract, you smile, you hit the milestone, you feel thankful. But real power doesn't work like that. Real power is when you can be grateful before you receive anything, before the blessing arrives, before the breakthrough appears, before your situation changes. Because anyone can be grateful after life gives them something. But only a strong, focused, faith-driven person can be grateful when nothing around them suggests they should be. You may not understand this yet, but gratitude in advance is a form of belief. It's you saying, I don't need to see it to believe it. I know it's coming. Most people live the opposite way. They say, I'll believe it when I see it. That mindset destroys dreams before they ever start. Because if you only believe after you receive, you'll spend most of your life with no belief at all. Life doesn't give you progress first. Life tests your belief first. You earn your breakthroughs through expectation, patience, and faith, and gratitude is the proof of that faith. Whether you know it or not, you are always attracting something.
If you wake up angry, doubtful, stressed, complaining, and ungrateful, you invite more of the same into your life because your energy is tuned to negativity. But when you wake up and say, thank you for the opportunities coming my way, thank you for the strength I have today, thank you for becoming the person I need to be, even if you don't see the results yet, you raise your vibration, you shift your frequency, you start moving towards something greater instead of staying trapped in what you're currently living. Think about this clearly. You cannot attract what you don't believe in. You cannot receive what you're not mentally prepared for. You cannot become something that you don't see yourself as. That's why gratitude is not just a feeling, it's training, it's alignment, it's preparation. When you are grateful in advance, you are telling the world, I'm already living at the level I'm aiming for, and sooner or later reality will catch up. Imagine planting a seed. You don't see the plant instantly. You don't dig it up every day just because you can't see progress. You water it, protect it, and trust the process. That's exactly how life works. Your thoughts are seeds. Your words are seeds. Your gratitude is water. Your discipline is sunlight.
If you stay consistent, sooner or later, the seed breaks through the soil, just like your goals. But here's the thing, most people plant a seed and then kill it with doubt. They say, Rohn, I'm tired of waiting. Nothing is happening. Maybe it wasn't meant for me. They withdraw their belief before life even had a chance to grow it, and then they wonder why nothing changes. You have to keep watering the seed even when the ground is still dry. You have to keep showing up even when the results haven't arrived. You have to keep being grateful even when life looks the same as it did yesterday. That is the difference between people who achieve and people who remain stuck. Those who succeed understand something. Life gives the reward after the test, not before. Doubt destroys more dreams than failure ever will. Failure just means you tried something that didn't work. Doubt means you never even tried. Doubt whispers, maybe you're not ready. Maybe things won't change. Maybe you're not good enough. Who do you think you are? And if you listen long enough, doubt becomes your reality. But here is the truth. You don't need proof to believe. You need belief to create proof.
Every great person you admire, business leaders, world-class athletes, actors, speakers, creators, they all had a moment where they believed in a result that wasn't visible yet. They were grateful for opportunities before they existed. They were grateful for success before the world recognized them. They were grateful for the future before the present changed. That is not luck, that is mindset, that is discipline, that is strength. There will be days where being grateful feels impossible, days where life feels unfair, days where nothing seems to be working, days where you give everything and get nothing back. On those days, most people quit. They turn frustration into bitterness. They stop expecting better and start accepting what they hate. But you must understand something. Life tests you before it blesses you. When you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're discouraged, that is the spiritual pressure point. That is where weak people break and strong people rise. Anyone can be grateful when they're winning. Anyone can be positive when everything goes right. But when life punches you in the face, when the bills stack up, when people disappoint you, when progress stops, when doors close,
can you still say, Poland say, Nomula, breakthrough is coming. I'm preparing for better. I'm grateful for the blessings I haven't seen yet. Because if you can, then life has no choice but to eventually reward you. Gratitude in advance is not foolishness, it's spiritual confidence. You're not hoping, you're preparing. Look at your life honestly. Your expectations shape everything. If you expect failure, you act small. If you expect rejection, you hold back. If you expect disappointment, you never try. But if you expect success, you behave differently. You walk taller. You speak stronger. You take action. You don't run from challenges. You don't settle. Life meets you at the level of your expectation. People say, well, I'll be confident when things improve, but that's backward. Things improve because you become confident first. People say, but I'll start working harder when I get results. Again, backward. Results come because you worked harder first. Gratitude in advance is the mindset that says, I don't wait for success to act successful. I act successful until success has no choice but to show up. That is power. When you are grateful, fear loses its grip. When you are grateful, stress calms down. When you are grateful, anxiety weakens. When you are grateful, you are present.
Gratitude forces the mind into abundance. If you're grateful for what you have, you feel rich, even before you become rich. If you're grateful for strength, you feel strong, even before you reach your peak. If you're grateful for progress, you feel growth, even before the results show. Most people only focus on what they lack. Ruin, I don't have enough money. I don't have support. But understand something, what you focus on becomes your reality. When you focus on lack, you attract more lack. When you focus on strength, you attract more strength. When you focus on growth, you attract growth. When you focus on blessings, you prepare space for more blessings. You cannot live an abundant life with a scarcity mindset. Life is not easy. You will face storms. You will face moments of weakness. You will doubt yourself. You will fail. But gratitude gives you a mental foundation that is hard to shake. Because gratitude reminds you, I've survived every bad day before this one. It reminds you, I have something to fight for. It reminds you, my story is not over. Gratitude turns pain into perspective. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You start saying, what is this teaching me? That one shift separates victims from victors. Victims see obstacles. Victors see opportunities. Victims complain. Victors learn. Victims quit. Victors grow.
You need to make gratitude a habit, not a random moment. It takes less than 30 seconds to change your entire emotional state. Say it out loud every morning, every night. Thank you for the strength to achieve my goals. Thank you for opportunities coming my way. Thank you for the success that's building. Thank you for growth, even when I can't see it yet. Do this every day, even when you don't feel it, especially when you don't feel it. Gratitude in advance is like mental weightlifting. Every repetition makes your beliefs stronger. Think of it like this. You don't get muscular from one workout. You become muscular from consistent workouts. Your mindset is the same. The more you practice gratitude, the stronger your spirit becomes. You need to understand something most people never learn in their entire lifetime. The world does not give you what you want. It gives you what you believe. And belief is not some soft spiritual concept. Belief is the construction manual for your future. You either build the life you want in advance or accept the life built for you by default.
People look at successful individuals and think they got lucky. No. Long before the money, before the recognition, before the stability, they had one thing others didn't, a mindset that matched the life they wanted. If you wait until success shows up to start feeling successful, you'll be waiting forever. You have to feel it first. You have to walk like it. You have to think like it. You have to move like it. You have to believe before you receive. Because if you only work when life looks good, you'll never become anything worthwhile. The climb to your goals will be steep. The path will get dark. There will be years where you see effort but no result, where you work in silence while people laugh, while others sleep, while your family doesn't get it. But the universe is not ignoring you. Life is testing you. Do you actually want it, or do you just want the comfort that comes with the idea of wanting it? Everyone wants success. Few are willing to believe in it when they have nothing to show for it. See, you don't go to the gym to become motivated. You become motivated by going to the gym. You don't write a book after becoming a writer. You become a writer by writing. You don't become confident after winning. You become confident by showing up every day, even when nobody sees you winning. Success works the same way.
You have to. Rohn. Think like the person you want to become. Act like the person you want to become. Carry yourself like the person you want to become. Make decisions at the level you're trying to reach. That's how you vibrate at the frequency of your future. Not someday, not eventually, now. Because if you keep trying to improve your life while still thinking like the old you, nothing changes. Growth is blocked by your identity, not by your talent. Being grateful for what you already have is basic. Anyone can thank the world after they've received something. But being grateful in advance, That's the next level. That's when your mind says, I know what's coming. I believe it before I can see it. This is why the greats succeed. Their belief makes the future inevitable. When you wake up in the morning already thankful for a life you haven't achieved yet, three things happen. Your focus shifts from doubt to certainty. Your brain begins looking for proof and opportunity. You emotionally match the reality you want to create. And when your emotions align with your vision, action becomes automatic. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack belief long enough to see the results. You will face resistance, not from strangers, from the old version of you. The old you wants comfort. The old you wants predictability.
The old you fears embarrassment. The old you would rather stay the same than risk failing. The challenge is not the goal, it's refusing to abandon yourself halfway. You will have mornings where you doubt yourself, nights where the progress is invisible, days where you question everything. And in those moments, you will be tempted to stop, pause, or wait for things to get easier. But here's the truth. The breakthrough shows up right after most people quit. You don't stay in the fight because it's easy. You stay because you decided in advance, I am already the person who wins. The results are catching up. Think about it. If success arrived instantly, what would separate you from everyone else? Hard days are not punishment. Delays are not denial. Struggle is not failure. Struggle is refining you, sharpening you, building the skills, mindset, patience, and discipline required to handle the level of life you prayed for. You cannot have $1 million life with a $5 mindset. You cannot lead when you still think like a follower. You cannot change the world while fearing the opinions of people who won't even change themselves. Success comes slowly, quietly, then suddenly. One day you wake up and realize, I became the person I was waiting for. You have to stop speaking like a victim. Stop thinking small. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop letting fear lead your decisions. Stop letting temporary discomfort decide your future. You want bigger results? Think bigger, show up bigger, believe bigger.
A version of you who wakes up excited, has financial freedom, moves with confidence, no longer explains themselves, speaks with conviction, lives life on their terms, inspires others by their existence. That version is not imaginary, it's a real destination. But like any destination, you must start the journey before you arrive. You don't wait in your living room for the airplane to land, you go to the airport. Success works the same way. You move first, you think first, you believe first, and then results show up. Waiting for signs, waiting for timing, waiting for confidence, waiting for clarity, life will give you none of these until you move. Confidence comes after repetition, clarity comes after action, strength comes after resistance, results come after consistency. You cannot wish your way to a new level. You cannot pray your way to success without preparing for the life you're asking for. Belief is preparation. Belief says, I'm getting ready now because I know what's coming. So from today onwards, you don't speak like someone hoping for change. You speak like someone expecting it. You don't pray like someone begging. You pray like someone thanking in advance. You don't pray like someone testing the waters. You work like someone building something unstoppable. Because you don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are willing to believe consistently, despite the lack of evidence. And once your belief becomes stronger than your doubt, your future becomes guaranteed.
One decision, one habit, one mindset shift, 1 year of relentless consistency. That's all that separates the life you have from the life you know you're capable of living. And it begins with one sentence. I believe before I receive, not someday. Not when results show up. Not when people support you. Today. Now. Before you see anything changing. Because the world does not respond to your intentions. It responds to your identity. Become the person first, and soon enough, life will have no choice but to catch up.